Hello?
Hey,
Hey, Kathy, good. How are you?
Caitlin, I just want to personally congratulate you on being named captain for the 20.
Caitlin Clark has just been named captain of the WNBA All-Star Game, and let's just say, the internet couldn't handle it. Within minutes of the announcement, social media was flooded with outrage, sarcasm, and long-winded rants from her most vocal critics. But while they were busy complaining, the numbers told a completely different story. Clark didn't just get in, she dominated the vote. This wasn't a fluke or a technicality. This was a landslide victory backed by nearly 1.3 million fans. And that's what makes the outrage so ironic. For every hater screaming about undeserved hype, there were hundreds of thousands of fans casting their votes. That's not a mistake, that's a movement. Clark being elected captain isn't just about basketball skills. It's about cultural relevance, star power, and fan loyalty. The more the haters complain, the more obvious it becomes. Caitlin Clark is the center of attention, and everyone, whether they love her or loathe her, is watching. When Caitlin Clark addressed the media after being named All-Star captain, her response wasn't one of arrogance or showboating. It was pure class. She thanked the fans, the city, and even the behind-the-scenes people who helped make the All-Star Game possible. It was a refreshing moment that proved something many critics refused to acknowledge. Clark understands the magnitude of the moment. She's not taking this opportunity for granted. She sees it as a celebration of the game, her team, and the growth of the league. While the internet debates whether she deserves the spotlight, Clark is focused on representing the WNBA with pride. She even expressed excitement about the All-Star Game being held in her team's city, a nod to the larger community effort it took to make this event happen. This isn't just about one player. It's about how one player's rise is lifting the league around her, and Clark seems fully aware of that responsibility. Let's talk numbers, because numbers don't lie. Caitlin Clark received the most All-Star votes in the history of the WNBA. Not just more than this year's field, but more than the entire 2023 roster combined. That's right, nearly 1.3 million fans cast their ballots for her. That kind of turnout isn't just impressive, it's historic. And it flies directly in the face of every critic who claims she hasn't earned it. This wasn't a PR stunt. This wasn't a league conspiracy. This was the voice of the people, loud, clear, and overwhelming. To say Clark moves the needle would be an understatement. She is the needle. Her presence electrifies games, sells out arenas, and ignites conversations in every corner of the basketball world. The All-Star captaincy wasn't gifted to her. It was voted on with receipts by fans who showed up and made their voices heard. It's time her doubters start accepting that reality. The backlash surrounding Clark's captaincy reveals a fundamental misunderstanding of how All-Star voting works. Let's be honest, this isn't a secret ballot of basketball purists judging based solely on X's and O's. It's a popularity contest. It always has been, and everyone knows it. That's the beauty of it. Fans get to choose who they want to see. And this year, they chose Caitlin Clark in record numbers. Yet somehow, her popularity has become a weapon for her critics. They claim she's unworthy, but at the same time, they monitor her every move like she's the main character in their lives. They tune into her games, tweet about her nonstop, and even dissect her post-game interviews like it's a full-time job. Whether they realize it or not, they've become part of her fan base, just the angrier section. Their obsession fuels her fame. Every hate watch is still a view. Every bitter post is still engagement. And that's why she wins. One of the most common arguments used against Clark is the idea that she turns the ball over too much or that her team doesn't win enough. But let's break that down. Turnovers are part of the job when you're the primary ball handler. Ask any elite point guard in NBA or WNBA history. They all top the turnover charts. Why? Because they're involved in nearly every play. Clark is no different. She's orchestrating the offense, taking risks, and creating scoring opportunities. Mistakes happen, but that doesn't diminish her impact. As for team performance, the Indiana Fever have made massive strides this season, and much of that is because of Clark. With her on the floor, they look like a completely different team. Yet her critics turn a blind eye to progress and cherry-pick negatives. What's worse, they give a pass to other struggling teams led by their favorites. It's not about standards. It's about selective outrage. And Clark's just the latest target. There's something hilariously revealing about how Clark's harshest critics behave. They claim they don't like her, yet they watch every single one of her games. They say she's overrated, yet they know her stats better than most fans. They pretend to be fans of other players, but when the Fever, Sky, and Wings play at the same time, guess which game they're tuning into? That's right, Clark's. Their hate has become a bizarre form of fandom. And while they rant about rigged votes and undeserved hype, they never stop watching, never stop commenting, never stop obsessing. At this point, they might as well be her second largest fan base. Their obsession is generating even more attention for Clark and the league. In trying to tear her down, they've accidentally built her up. That's the power of relevance. You can't escape it. And Caitlin Clark is living rent-free in their minds. Another hot take being thrown around is that Paige Buchers, or insert any other popular name, should have been captain instead of Clark. And while Buchers is undeniably talented, the numbers don't lie. Clark is outpacing her in points, assists, rebounds, and even team success. Their shooting percentages are virtually identical, but Clark is carrying a heavier offensive load every night. She's doing more with more pressure and more scrutiny. Yet somehow, people act like her accomplishments don't count. It's a clear double standard. The reality is Clark's been consistently delivering on the court, while also transforming the visibility of women's basketball off it. The comparisons to Buchers, or any other player, aren't grounded in performance. They're grounded in personal bias. And when you strip that away, what you're left with is a clear case for Clark, not just as an all-star captain, but as the face of the league's future. The media's role in all this has been just as baffling. In some ballots, journalists actually voted for players who've been injured for half the season. Others picked players averaging high turnovers or low stats. But somehow Clark, who's been consistent and impactful, gets questioned. Where's the logic? Clark is being held to an entirely different standard, and it's blatantly obvious. When she makes a mistake, it's headline news. When others do the same, it's brushed off. The bias is so pronounced it's almost comedic. And the worst part, these same media members are often the ones lecturing fans about objectivity. Yet their ballots show favoritism, inconsistency, and a clear discomfort with Clark's rise. They're not just missing the bigger picture, they're actively distorting it. Meanwhile, Clark just keeps showing up, putting up numbers, and making history. If that's not all-star material, what is? Let's talk about business, because that's what the WNBA ultimately is. And from a business perspective, Caitlin Clark is a goldmine. Her games get better ratings. Her jerseys fly off shelves. Her name trends across platforms. She fills arenas in cities she doesn't even play for. She's brought in a wave of new fans, many of whom are watching women's basketball for the first time. And somehow, her critics want to frame this as a bad thing? It's laughable. Every league in the world dreams of a player like Clark, someone who can single-handedly grow the sport's visibility. Yet some people act like she's ruining the game. No, she's saving it. And her captaincy is proof that the WNBA recognizes that. Clark isn't just a player, she's a phenomenon. Her popularity doesn't just benefit her, it benefits the entire league. Her spotlight lights the whole stage. And it's about time the haters got used to it. In the end, Clark being named captain isn't just a headline, it's a turning point. It shows that the league is embracing star power, listening to its fans, and stepping into the future. She's not just statistically deserving, she's culturally essential. And the fans made that clear. They voted for the player who brings energy, visibility, and relevance to the game. Every angry tweet, every bitter article, every jealous comment only confirms how important she is. Because if she weren't, they wouldn't be talking about her. The All-Star Draft, where she gets to pick her own team, will only deepen the intrigue. Who will she choose? Will she pick old rivals or loyal teammates? Every decision will be dissected and discussed. And that's the magic of Caitlin Clark. She creates moments. She sparks conversation. She's not just participating in the league, she's transforming it. Captain Clark has arrived, and whether the haters like it or not, she's here to stay.